I want to talk about Hussien Achkar and Adam Sweid.
Yep.
Because I talk about them a lot, being an Essendon fan.
Someone has just put in the comments, will Sweid go top 20?
Yeah. So, and yeah, I can talk about them like heaps because I see so much of them and I'm an Essendon fan. It's hard not to be biased. I want to know what a big brain draft guru who doesn't support the Bombers. You probably don't like the Bombers being a North fan, I'm guessing.
It's a weird one, right? So I grew up, my mum and my sister both went for the Bombers.
Oh, okay.
And me and my dad went for the Kangaroos. So
that would have been a fun household.
Yeah, and it was right in that 90s. It was like the Marshmallow Gate and Sheedy and all that stuff. And I also had friends, because I feel like there were tons of Essendon supporters kicking around the early 2000s, like after the premiership and stuff like that. So
they're in hiding now a bit.
It's weird. I sort of hated them growing up.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like I feel the same way anymore. Like
I don't mind North. Yeah, I think because we're both so crap, it's like, how can you really hate each other?
Exactly. Like, I don't know, maybe if you guys got really successful, it'd be like...
I would hate you. But where do you see Huss and Sweid falling in the draft? Where and what do you think are their main strengths as players and something that they can work on a bit, potentially?
Yeah.
Some weaknesses.
I think as far as... So we'll start with Hussien, who has... I think he has the more defined position right now. He's just that sort of goal sneak, really kind of deep small forward, I want to say. Like, pretty much he's a similar player to Kako and what Kako was doing last year.
Yeah.
I think what Kako has a little bit on Huss is his... what would you say? Like, his sort of strike rate on the ball. So when Kako got an opportunity last year, he's put everything away. He was able to, and he had a little bit more punch, a little bit more strength to be able to like break that extra tackle and then be able to steady and kick the goal. Whereas Hussein's a little bit more, I feel like at the moment he's more crafty.
Yep.
So he gets those opportunities. He doesn't necessarily break through a tackle with like overt physicality or anything. It's more just like a crafty goal.
And he knows how to like duck his head at the right time.
Draw a free and stuff like that. So I don't think he's in the group. And again, you're looking at two different drafts there when you're comparing him to Kako. So it's like, does it still bring him up in this draft? Probably a little bit. When you look at all of the small forwards across like any state, just watching the national champs and the talent leagues and stuff, like it's hard to say though, as a pure small forward, you've got Doveston, I'd say is at this point, probably the cleanest of them all, and he gets higher up the ground than what
he does.
Hussien gets
18 touches and 4 goals today.
For Doveston. So I think he's number one. I think Hussein's probably number 2.
Yeah, and the question then is like I don't know if Doveston's probably around the top 20.
I think he is.
Yeah. I mean, they'd probably push Huss back to the kind of 20 to 30 range. I think in the draft. That's where I see it. I don't know if you agree.
So I would say before the champs, I had Hussien somewhere between 30 and 40.
Yeah.
And I would say after the champs, I have him somewhere between 20 and 30. Would you agree with that?
Yes, 100%. That's where I've got him now. I think, with small forwards being so important, you do want a good small forward.
Yeah.
And he's not the best in this draft, but he's right up there.
The question then about Sweid.
Yeah.
As the second one. Different sort of small forward. So he's not as... But then what's he kicked today?
He got 17 touches, 4 goals, 10 score involvements, the most on the field.
That is incredible.
Yeah, he had a big game. I think 5 clearances.
I think the score involvements there sort of show you that he's more involved in like general chains.
Yes.
As well. So he's more of that higher forward. It comes up to stoppage. Like he's a pretty good clearance player. Like for Calder, he plays as like a genuine inside mid. At AFL level, potentially, but you actually are seeing, I think, more teams now getting that small forward involved in centre clearance and stuff like just one of them. Like you wouldn't want 3 midfielders in their Sweid size.
Yeah, and that's what even Hussien at times is, featuring at centre bounces like that. I don't think he'll be that at AFL level, but like kind of Isaac Rankin.
Yeah, because they know that if they win it, like they're not a volume centre clearance player, but if they win it, it's probably going to go on the scoreboard.
Yeah. But the question is, can Sweid be that player at AFL level?
Yeah,
that's what I'm, a bit torn on.
Yeah, I think it's going to come down to, and it looks like he has it, but like, does he have enough speed and endurance like that. He needs that combination to play that high forward role.
Yeah.
Someone mentioned like him going a half back. Like I don't really see that. I think he's more of a contest animal.
Yeah.
In the forward half of the ground.
And before, I don't know if we spoke about this on stream or off, but we talked about, wanting to see Sweid more in the forward half of the field, kicking goals. He did that today.
He did that today, yeah.
He was really effective.
I actually wrote some stats down before we did this. And like you look at, like this kind of gives you a window into the two players. But Hussien, he's averaging 12.5 disposals and a goal a game. Whereas coming into this game, Sweid was nearly 15 disposals and no goals.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the two roles. But then today they've both kicked 4.
Hussien kicked 3.
Hussien kicked 3, Sweid kicked 4, and probably had more disposals.
Yeah, so 17 touches, 4 goals. Hussien.
That's a game.
Yeah, 10 touches, 3 goals, 1. And also with Huss, it is high involvement. So last week, I think most score involvements, despite only having like in the low teens. This week again, 10 touches, 6 score involvements. That is perfect for a small forward.
100%.
You don't want to see, Doveston, I rate him higher than Huss, but 18 touches, 4 goals, big game. I think recruiters are going to be looking out for the Zane Pikers of the world, the low disposal, high impact, because you can kind of, teach them to find the footy a bit more, but that impact is still going to remain. It's going to be constant.
Essentially what they're looking for a lot of the time, it's like the ball comes inside forward 50. You don't like key forwards don't mark the ball that often when the ball comes inside forward 50. Yeah. So it hits the ground. Yeah. Which guys, and these guys, the one thing that they have above any of those other traits is they're both competitive animals.
Yeah.
And I think that's I reckon that's what Essendon fans have been crying out for.
Yeah.
Keep the ball inside 50, like elite pressure. They both have that. They have that physicality. And then I'm saying that, he's not as good as Kako on the ball, Huss, and he's not as good as Doveston on the ball. But I think because you've already got Kako there, it doesn't even really matter.
I think it's an upgrade for the future on Jade Gresham and these likes who are really crafty players with ball in hand, but you don't see them like will themselves to win it.
That's it. And that's where the game's actually changing with those small forwards. I feel like they're not almost on the ball traits. Like you've still got to be able to kick goals, of course, but and you've got to have that creativity, but you don't Gresham doesn't tackle.
No.
He won't.
When he does, it's a rarity.
You're like, oh.
Yeah. So Hussien 20 to 30, where have you got Sweid roughly? You said you rated him higher coming into champs.
Yeah, I did.
And this performance, I can understand people having him higher. It's a tough to split the two.
I was having a conversation with someone earlier in the year, and this was off Calder form and then Metro trials. Yep. And I was like, this guy, Sweid, I'm like, he's a beast.
Yeah.
That's how I would describe him. He's a contested animal.
Yeah. He likes body content.
He likes body contact.
Yeah.
He's little. He gets those because of that smallness, that low closeness to the ground. He's able to get all of those ground balls, get in first. He draws free kicks.
Yep.
All of that kind of thing. So I reckon they'll end up drawing bids in a similar range. I reckon it'll be somewhere between 25 to 35.
I can see that. Yep.
That's my projection at this stage. Do you agree?
He is a really tough player to judge, Adam Sweid. There is so much talent.
Do you think he's played out of position?
No, I don't. But I don't think he's going to play this position at AFL level. It is really weird because this is where he should be playing, and you're seeing that he's arguably best on ground in this game. I think when you get to a higher level, when you're 175 centimeters tall, I just don't know about a player like Sweid being this impactful. I think you want to see him that half forward flanker that can kind of feature out at stoppages, but not be reliant on heavy centre bounce minutes.
Yeah,
so, it is tough.
It's sort of Dylan Moore for me.
Yeah,
because it's the same thing. It's like Dylan Moore's had periods where he's gone inside. He's played as that centre bounce player, and Hawthorn fans are like, yeah, awesome. He had 30 touches. Yeah, but he's actually. For Hawthorn, overall, with that at that side, again, he's mid 170s, I think, Dylan Moore. Yeah. And again, it's he's more valuable to you a little bit closer to goal. Yeah. You can use his running ability and that's where Sweid's different to those other small forwards because he does have the endurance to be able to get up the ground.
He's got a tank.
He's got a tank.
The Dion Prestia comparison, the Rick Edwards.
Similar build, actually.
Yeah, the meatball. But he moves, he gets around the ground.
Yeah. How tall's Prestia? Be 180, a bit taller,
Yeah,
wouldn't
he
he?
would be a bit taller. Sweid's 175.
Yep.
So that is, yeah, pretty short.
Now, it's like, regardless of anything of this conversation, I just think that those two guys, their competitiveness above all else, and like to get those guys, like it's pretty much getting them for nothing.
Yeah.
With the fact that they're NGA picks on top of Kako.
Getting picks in before them.
Yeah, and then being able to double dip because of what you did last year in the draft, like it's so good for Essendon. And like we touched on it before, but like I'm looking at that. I'm looking at. I want just from you to close it off like a perfect 5 and 6.
Okay.
You walk away from. You walk away.
Let's do it. Okay.
Even if it's unrealistic a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to assume that Duff Tyler's gone. I don't think we would.
Okay.
Okay. You know what? If I'm ranking the open pool, so picks 1 and 2
of the non-academy aligned players,
I want Essendon to take. I'm going. I really want Josh Lindsay. I just think he would really fit. I think Harley Barker's too high of a shout.
Okay, too much of a reach.
Yeah. Oh, but I do like him, and it's what we were talking about with wanting like if you want someone, just get him. I think I'm going Josh Lindsay, Ollie Greaves, and then you've got Sweid and Hussien Achkar. Yeah, I think that's a really strong draft.
I think if Essendon didn't get, like, if he was on the board and Essendon with one of those two picks didn't get Greaves, I feel like that would be...
Yeah, fans would be annoyed.
Yeah. Like, he's kind of that big body player that you...
And all, for, my whole life, we've all... until Joe Watson retired, since then, we haven't had a big-bodied midfielder. Like a really effective one, like a proper...
high-quality one. Yeah. I mean, Will Setterfield, he was actually drafted really high, but it doesn't have that same.
And he's good. He's going to be up there in our best and fairest probably. He's having a really strong year. He's not someone you're going to be building a team around and using as a weapon. He's someone who stops other teams' weapons.
Is there a world? I'm just going to go down a different path here, but is there a world you could take someone a little bit later with a? I don't know what your picks are late after that, to be honest. But
you got some 2 second rounders, St Kilda's and ours.
So. If you could get someone like maybe a slider, like Riley Onley, big body mid, someone like a Sam Swadling.
Yeah.
Those types.
If we're not getting Greaves, you'd hope that later in the draft we're going for like an Onley or someone like that, because he's not going to go too early, but he's shown signs.
Yeah. He's more explosive too. Yeah. He's not as technical though.
Yeah. I think with later picks, I think I don't know if we use too many because we've got a match bids and everything. But I think,
and you have to delist players and whatnot.
Greaves, and we've got 47. We've got all the mid-season draftees to delist, and they're showing signs, so that's going to be tough. But Greaves, Lindsay, Hussien, Achkar, Sweid. If possible, if we have another second rounder, I wouldn't mind like a defender, like a Xavier Taylor or something, or Quinta-Giannis.
Jeez, that'd be nice.
It would be, but that's.
You'll probably slide in just before North Melbourne and take Taylor or something.
Yeah.